Madam, please, you cannot get inside because you're closed. I said, why is it closed and still, I think you're still serving people? That is the response I got from the guy who I was dealing with. Like, we are closed. We are supposed to close at 8, but still people are inside there. Please help me out. Help me out, please. Back to my YouTube channel. Don't mind about the reflection of my hand back there. Yeah, I'm still new in YouTube, but soon I'll get a camera. Okay, hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you know, I'm Vera Demora. I'm so glad for those people subscribing my YouTube channel. It means so much to me. So please, if you're new, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell so that you can get notification my new uploads. So today I want to talk about how my journey on being a black in Qatar, my experience, racism. Yeah, as you know, racism it's all over, be it in maybe in America or in Dubai or in Qatar, it's always there. So my first experience as a black person was when I went to send money. Um, and I got there late. They are supposed to close at 8, but I reached at 8, exactly at 8. But still they were still serving people. So I had an emergency back home. I had to send money. And the guy who was there, they called them the police, or not kind of a police, somebody was just supervising. And I told him that I need to send money. It's really urgent. I cannot go to another place because the other place I'm supposed to go, it's far from here. And the guy told me that madam, we are closed, I cannot help you. And I told him, please, I need your help. I need to send this money because it's urgent. And after just finished the statement, there is a woman, an Arab woman. She came and she said she wants to send money, and the guy allowed her to get inside. And that moment I was so angry with him. I was like, why did you allow her to go and to say already it's closed? And inside my heart, inside my head, I was telling myself, I'm not gonna leave this place until I get inside and send money. And I was like, please, okay, if you cannot help me, can you please call me the manager, because I need to send this money, because I know sending money, it won't take even you 15 minutes or 30 minutes, something that it's so quick you can do it. And he was like, no, you don't want to bring problems here. I'm like, no, it's not like I want to bring problems here, because why you allowed her to get inside? Why you refuse me to get inside? Because I'm the first one who came, and I told you my situation that I'm passing through, that I need to send this money back home. And he was like, no, madam, I cannot help you. And then I was like, then I'm not gonna live here until you help me. So I had to stay there. I said, please. Now my voice, I started to raise my voice and said, please help me, help me, help me. And it was like, so there was this manager, he came and was like, okay, what's wrong, madam? I said, like, I have an emergency back home and it's so urgent, I want to send money. He was like, okay, please get inside. And I just look at the girl, I was like, really? And he allowed me, and I was able to go and send money back home. So I was like, why he allowed the other person? Because because this country it's theirs, or it's because they made me feel like less of a person, that they cannot help me. So the other experience is where back in the hospital during this COVID-19, I was sick, and I really need to see a doctor because I had no option, and I was still going to work, so I had to get treated so that I can I can get resumed back to work. So when I went there, they were like, what's your problem? And I tried to explain to them that I'm sick, like this, and then the woman was like, sorry, we cannot help you. we are only taking patients with COVID-19, and right now we cannot treat you. So it's like, okay. And before that, also there was a man who was outside. He told me, "Madam, please, if you get inside there, they will not help you. They're only taking patients of COVID-19 and patients who have emergency cases. And as I can see, your case is not that emergency, so that I think they cannot help you." And back when I was just going back to my car, I see people, the Arabs people that get in the hospitals, that been checked their temperature, if they can get into, they can able to see the doctors, and they were given the first priority to be to be admitted. They were given the opportunity to go and see the doctor. But for me, they refused. They refused. They say, "Please just go to the pharmacy and get medicine, but for now we cannot treat you." But the people in this country, they put their people in their first priority. Even in supermarket, if you go, they treat you less. But for me, I always stand firm and say, "Please, you gotta treat me the way I'm supposed to be treated, not because I'm black, or not because I don't have uh such qualities or such standards that you think that I should have, so that I can get help. Then you don't have to treat me less of a person." So uh black racism, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. So I know this video, it's gonna be a long, because I have a lot of experience, because people, they call you monkey, or your hair looks shaggy like this. But for me, I'm like, even though my hair looks shaggy, I'm happy. And I'm happy that I'm like this, and I'm happy that I can afford and say, yeah, I'm black, but I still reign, and I'm still beautiful. And I know, guys, I know outside there, people are passing through a lot. People, they are treating you less of a person, but don't worry. Just you know that black never cracks. So until next time, I think I'll make a part 2 of this video, because I have a lot to share. So until next time, please subscribe, like, share what your experience was back then, when maybe somebody treats you bad because you're black, also, or maybe you went into a supermarket, they spit at you, or they don't want to touch you, they don't want to talk to you. I know there is a lot of these things you're passing through. So until next time, see you, bye, love you guys.